Be me. 32 years old, queer studies minor, gender fluid, non-binary WOMXN of power. My pronouns are she, her, but only when said with a tone of reverence. Work some pointless corporate data entry job for a soulless company run by, you guessed it, straight white men. Every day is a new fresh hell delivered via Microsoft Outlook. Wake up, drink my ethically sourced soy latte, and prepare for battle. The battle against the patriarchy, one Slack message at a time. My life is an endless performance piece about the struggle of the modern woman. I see the way they look at me in the office. The men, I mean. They don't see my master's degree in post-colonial feminist theory. They see a body, an object, a potential vessel for their disgusting patriarchal lineage. Every good morning is a microaggression. Every time a man holds a door open for me, I can feel the oppressive weight of his chivalry crushing my soul. I make sure to let it slam on the person behind me just to make a point. My point is that I don't need a man to open a door for me, or do anything for me, except pay for everything, because reparations. It's exhausting, being this enlightened. I carry the burden of all WOMXN throughout history on my shoulders. It's why I have such bad posture. My therapist says it's because I spend 14 hours a day hunched over my phone reading Jezebel articles and fighting with strangers on the internet. What does she know? She's probably a victim of internalized misogyny. I'm the real victim here. Every single day, I watch the men in my office fail upwards. They grunt, scratch their balls, talk about sports ball, and get promotions. They have it so easy, it makes me physically ill. Life on easy mode, tutorial island, character creation screen, with all stats maxed out. They walk through the world with a force field of privilege protecting them. No one tells them to smile. No one questions their competence. No one expects them to do emotional labor. They just exist, and the world rewards them for it. I'm so tired of it. I've done the work, I've read the books, I've been to the protests, I have a tote bag that says, "Smash the patriarchy," and I use it to carry my organic kale. But nothing changes. The world is still a man's world. I sit in my cubicle, surrounded by photos of Audre Lorde and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I just fume. I watch Mark from accounting, the quiet one, always at his desk, headphones on. He's the epitome of male privilege. He's not even classically handsome, probably a 6 at best. But he has that quiet confidence that all men seem to be born with. The confidence of knowing the world was built for you. He never complains. He just does his work, eats his sad little sandwich at his desk, and leaves at 5 p.m. on the dot. He's probably rushing home to his oppressed wife, who has a hot meal waiting for him and will cater to his every whim because she's been brainwashed by society. The thought makes my blood boil. One day, I'm in the break room, microwaving my quinoa bowl with turmeric and activated charcoal. Mark is there, pouring himself a cup of coffee. He doesn't even look at me. He just gets his coffee and walks away. The audacity. The sheer, unmitigated gall to not acknowledge my existence. This is it. This is the final straw. I've had enough. I've decided on a new project, a new performance piece. I'm going to expose male privilege for the sham that it is. I'm going to prove, once and for all, that any woman could do what a man does, but better. I'm going to live as a man for a month. Not transition, obviously. I'm not a TERF. But I'm going to adopt the aesthetic, the mannerisms, the entire vibe of a mediocre white man. And I'm going to document how my life magically becomes 1,000 times easier. I'm going to get a promotion, women will swoon over me, and I'll finally get the respect I deserve. This is going to be my magnum opus, my piss Christ, but for gender. I go home and I start to plan. Phase 1, the transformation. I need to look the part. I march down to the salon, the one with the pride flag in the window. I tell the stylist, a lovely non-binary person named Zan, to give me the corporate drone. They look confused. I clarify. Make me look like I have a mortgage and an opinion on craft beer. They get it. Snip snip, off goes my asymmetrical, purple-dyed hair. The hair that screamed, I have a liberal arts degree and a cat named Bell Hooks. In its place is a short, boring brown haircut. A haircut that says, my favorite movie is Fight Club and I don't understand the irony. I look in the mirror and I almost gag. I look mediocre. It's perfect. Next, the wardrobe. I burn my flowy skirts and my pantsuits. I donate my collection of graphic tees with feminist slogans. I go to a department store, a place I usually avoid because of the oppressive lighting and gendered sections. I walk into the men's section and I feel a strange power. This is where the magic happens. I buy khaki pants, several of them. I buy button-down shirts in various shades of blue and grey. I buy a fleece vest, the official uniform of the mid-level manager. I buy shoes that are aggressively sensible. I go home and try on my new uniform. I look in the mirror and I see him, Chad, the auditor. Or maybe Brad, from sales. He's bland, he's unthreatening, he's the human equivalent of a beige wall. I practice my new walk, a walk with purpose, a walk that takes up space. I practice man-spreading on my own couch. It's surprisingly comfortable. I feel my privilege levels rising already. Phase 2, the infiltration, Monday morning. I walk into the office in my new disguise. I'm ready for the world to roll out the red carpet for me. I'm expecting high fives from the other men, flirtatious glances from the women who are secretly drawn to toxic masculinity. Instead, nothing. Literally nothing. Nobody even seems to notice. Susan from HR gives me a weird look, but that's it. I get to my desk and sit down. I feel invisible. But not in the oppressed way I'm used to, in a new, much more boring way. I decide to lean into it. I'm going to be the ultimate mediocre man. I do the bare minimum of my work. I spend most of the day scrolling through sports websites and reading about cars. I don't understand any of it, but I'm committed to the role. At lunch, I don't eat my usual salad at my desk. I go to the sandwich shop with the other guys from my department. They're talking about something called fantasy football. It sounds like some kind of patriarchal ritual. I try to join in. "Ah yes, the pigskin," I say, nodding sagely. They all stare at me. One of them, Kevin, claps me on the back a little too hard. "Good one, new guy," he says, but he's not really laughing. I've made a terrible mistake. I realize that male bonding is not something you can just opt into. It's a complex web of shared experiences and inside jokes that I am not privy to. I spend the rest of the lunch in silence, chewing on my aggressively mediocre turkey club. This is harder than I thought. I thought being a man was just about being confident and loud. But there's a whole secret language that I don't speak. I go back to my desk, defeated. I look over at Mark. He's at his desk, as usual, headphones on, typing away. He didn't go to lunch with the guys. He's eating his sad little sandwich, same as always. What is his deal? Is he some kind of uber male, so secure in his masculinity that he doesn't need to perform it? Or is he just a loser? I can't figure him out. The week goes on like this. I try to be one of the guys, and I fail spectacularly. I try to talk to the women in the office, but my new persona seems to be a repellent. They used to come to me to vent about their boyfriends and their patriarchal bosses. Now they just give me a wide berth. I feel a pang of loneliness, which I quickly identify as a symptom of my temporary male emotional stunting. I'm not lonely, I'm stoic. I'm a rock, an island, a man. On Friday, my boss, Mr. Henderson, calls me into his office. This is it, the moment I've been waiting for. My promotion. He's finally noticed my potential, my raw, untapped male energy. I stride in, trying to project an aura of effortless competence. "Take a seat," he says, not looking up from his computer. I sit down, trying to manspread as much as the chair will allow. "Listen," he says, finally looking at me. "I've noticed a change in you this week. Here it comes. Your work has been subpar. Dot my what dot, you've missed 2 deadlines, and the report you filed yesterday was full of errors. Is everything all right?" I'm stunned. This isn't how it's supposed to work. Men are supposed to be rewarded for mediocrity. It's the foundation upon which the patriarchy is built. I try to channel my inner Chad. "Just a bit of an off week, boss," I say, trying to make my voice deeper. "Big game on Sunday. You know how it is." Mr. Henderson just stares at me. "I don't, actually. And I don't care. I need you to get your head in the game. We have the big quarterly review coming up, and I need everyone performing at 100%. He dismisses me with a wave of his hand. I walk back to my desk in a daze. This can't be right. My experiment is flawed. Maybe I'm not being mediocre enough. Or maybe I'm being too mediocre. I look over at Mark. He's still typing. That's his secret. He's not coasting on privilege. He's working? No, that can't be it. It's a trick. A patriarchal illusion. I decide to double down. I'm going to be the manliest man this office has ever seen. The next week, I start grunting when I sit down. I leave the toilet seat up in the gender-neutral bathroom. I interrupt women when they're talking in meetings, just to explain their own ideas back to them. I call it heap-eating. I'm a genius. The results are not what I expected. The women hate me, which was predictable. But the men seem to hate me too. They avoid me in the hallway. They fall silent when I enter the break room. I've become a pariah. I've managed to alienate everyone. This is not the easy mode I was promised. This is life on hardcore. No checkpoints, permadeath. I feel my resolve starting to crack. I'm tired of the khakis. I'm tired of pretending to care about the stock market. I'm tired of being so goddamn stoic all the time. I just want to go home, put on my softest pajamas, and watch The Handmaid's Tale while crying about the state of the world. But I can't give up. I have to see this through. I have to prove my point, even if it kills me. The quarterly review is approaching. There's a senior analyst position up for grabs. It's the promotion I've been working towards for years, the promotion I deserve. I know I haven't been doing my best work lately, but that shouldn't matter. I'm a man now, sort of. The job is mine by divine right. I'm up against a few other people, including, to my disgust, Mark. As if. He's been here for 2 years, and he barely speaks. He has no ambition, no drive. He's the definition of a beta male. I, on the other hand, am an alpha, a Chad in Brad's clothing. The week of the review, I try to schmooze. I bring donuts for the office, I compliment Mr. Henderson on his tie. I laugh a little too loudly at his terrible jokes. It's disgusting, but it's what a man would do. It's called networking. Meanwhile, Mark does nothing. He just keeps his head down and works. He's been staying late every night. I see his desk lamp on when I'm leaving the office, a solitary beacon in the darkness. He's probably just watching porn. Typical. The day of the announcement arrives. Mr. Henderson gathers us all in the conference room. My heart is pounding. This is the culmination of my life's work, my greatest performance. As you all know, he begins, we've been looking to fill the senior analyst position. It was a tough decision, but one candidate stood out. He pauses for dramatic effect. I puff out my chest, ready to accept my new role as a captain of industry. The promotion goes to Mark. The room is silent for a moment, and then a polite smattering of applause. I feel the floor drop out from under me. Mark? Quiet, boring, sad sandwich-eating Mark? It's not possible. This is a mistake. A glitch in the matrix, a patriarchal conspiracy to keep me down. Mark looks up, a genuine expression of surprise on his face. He shakes Mr. Henderson's hand and mumbles a thank you. He's not even gloating. He's not doing a victory dance or spiking a football. He's just humble. It's sickening. I corner Mr. Henderson after the meeting. What the hell was that? I demand, my voice an octave higher than I intended. He looks at me, surprised by my outburst. I don't know what you mean. Mark, you gave the promotion to Mark. He's a nobody. Mark, Mr. Henderson says, his voice cold, has single-handedly streamlined our entire data processing system in his spare time. The project he's been working on for the last 6 months is going to save this company millions of dollars. He didn't just do his job, he did the job of the person 3 levels above him. He earned it. He turns and walks away, leaving me standing there in my stupid, sensible shoes. I feel a rage building inside me that is so pure, so potent, it could power a small city. I go back to my desk and I just sit there, staring at my screen. I look over at Mark's desk. He's already back to work, headphones on, as if nothing has changed. But everything has changed. My entire worldview has been shattered. I thought I understood how the world worked. Men good, women oppressed, privilege, power, patriarchy. But I was wrong. It's not about gender. It's about work. It's about effort. It's about doing the thing, not just talking about the thing. Mark didn't get the promotion because he's a man. He got it because he's good at his job. Because while I was busy performing my one-woman show about the struggles of being a man, he was actually doing the work. He wasn't playing the game of gender politics. He was just playing the game of life. And he was winning. I feel a wave of nausea wash over me. All this time, I've been so focused on the system, the patriarchy, the man, the machine. I've been blaming all my problems on this big, invisible enemy. But maybe the enemy isn't the patriarchy. Maybe the enemy is me, my entitlement, my laziness, my belief that I deserve things simply because I've suffered. I thought men had it easy, but I was wrong. They don't have it easy. They just have a different set of expectations. They're expected to provide, to protect, to be strong, to be stoic. They're not allowed to be vulnerable, to be weak, to ask for help. They're trapped in a different kind of prison. And all this time, I've been so busy trying to break out of my own prison that I didn't even see theirs. I look at my reflection in the dark computer screen. I see the short hair, the bland shirt, the face of a man I don't know. I see a fraud, a joke. I've spent the last month trying to be a man, and I've failed. But more than that, I've failed as a person. I've been so consumed by my own ideology that I've lost touch with reality. I've become the thing I hate the most. A bully, a bigot, a person who judges others based on their gender. I feel the tears welling up in my eyes. The first real tears I've cried in a month. Not tears of righteous anger, but tears of shame, of regret, of a profound and bottomless sorrow. I get up from my desk and I walk out of the office. I don't say goodbye to anyone. I just walk. I walk until my feet are sore and my lungs are burning. I walk until the sun goes down and the city lights come on. I walk until I find myself standing in front of the salon with the pride flag in the window. I walk in and Zan is there, sweeping up. They look at me and they smile a sad, knowing smile. "You're back," they say. "I'm back," I say, and my voice breaks. I've been outsmarted, not by Mark, not by Mr. Henderson, not by any man. I've been outsmarted by reality. I spent so much energy fighting a war that only existed in my head, while the rest of the world just kept on turning. I'm not a victim, I'm a fool, and that is the bitterest pill of all. The next day, I go back to work. I'm wearing one of my old dresses. My hair is a mess, but it's my mess. I feel like I've been stripped bare. All my armor of ideology is gone. I'm just me, and for the first time in a long time, I have no idea who that is. I sit at my desk and I just stare at the mountain of work I've neglected. It seems insurmountable. I don't know where to start. I see Mark walk past my desk. He pauses for a moment. "Hey," he says, "congratulations on the promotion." He looks at me, and there's no pity in his eyes. Just a quiet, steady kindness. "Thanks," he says. "Listen, I know you've been having a tough time lately. If you ever want to grab a coffee and talk, I'm here." And then he walks away, and I just sit there, stunned. This whole time, I've seen him as a symbol, a representation of everything I hate, but he's not a symbol. He's a person. A kind, hard-working person who just offered a hand to someone who has treated him with nothing but contempt. And in that moment, I realized that the real privilege, the real power, is not about gender. It's about grace. It's about the ability to see the humanity in others, even when they can't see it in themselves. And it's a power that I have never known, but one that I am finally, desperately, ready to learn. The breakdown was not loud and sudden. It was a quiet, internal crumbling, a dismantling of a carefully constructed fortress of bullshit. I spent years building those walls, brick by brick, with articles and theories and righteous indignation. I thought they were protecting me, but they were just keeping me from seeing the world as it really is. A world that is not black and white, but a million shades of grey. A world where people are not just heroes and villains, but complex, flawed, and beautiful creatures. A world where a quiet man who eats a sad sandwich at his desk can be more of a revolutionary than a woman with a tote bag full of feminist slogans. My experiment failed, but in a way, it also succeeded. It didn't prove what I wanted it to prove. It proved something much more important. It proved that I was wrong, and that is a lesson that I will carry with me for the rest of my life.